Good evening, I'm Asad Ahmed. Since New Year's Day, you may have heard the term severe weather emergency protocol being used several times now. It's when people sleeping rough in sub-zero temperatures are offered emergency accommodation. Looking into it is Helen Drew.
We're out in Victoria the day the severe weather emergency protocol was reactivated. It means charities work to take people into hostels and night shelters.
Because there could be a chance I could get hypothermia or like pneumonia or something like that. Because according to the weather, we are due to get some horrible, like freezing cold weather. Apparently is coming. So if they could get me somewhere before that happens.
Last year, more people slept rough in London than the year before.
A total of 4,780 rough sleepers were seen on the capital streets between July and September last year, according to the Combined Homelessness and Information Network. It's the highest quarterly number since they began recording data 15 years ago.
Charities say the government has put much needed millions towards ending homelessness, but the focus needs to be proactive rather than reactive.
What it feels like we're doing at the moment, and have done for the last couple of years, to be honest, is respond to a crisis. And what we need to do is shift the whole system upstream, looking at why people become homeless in the first place and looking at how you can prevent that happening.
Outreach teams are busy working to keep people safe as the wintry weather continues. But even when the cold spell is over, the homelessness crisis is not. Helen Drew, BBC London.
3 people have been injured in what could be a related shooting and stabbing in Hackney last night. 1 man was shot near Homerton Station, 2 others were injured. One after being shot, another was stabbed on Gascoigne Road. Police are appealing for information. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has called upon Sir Keir Starmer to sack his anti-corruption minister and MP for Hampstead and Highgate. Tulip Siddique has been named in a corruption investigation in Bangladesh centred around her aunt, the former deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Well, Ms Siddique insists she's done nothing wrong. Sally Bloom, she's born in Hackney and remembers working in London as a teenager in the 1930s. She's one of the capital's oldest Londoners, and as Wendy Hurrell learned a few days ago, she quite rightly had a party to see in her 105th year.
'Cause you have survived to 105.
Sally Bloom was born on the 4th of January 1920, so there was a big bash for her birthday this year.
I was dancing. Holding on but dancing. Oh, it was wonderful. And all the people were here taking videos.
Born in Hackney, Sally says it's the love of her family that keeps her going.
I left school before I was 14 and I worked my first job at 14. I earned £2.50 a week.
Sally worked in fashion retail, to which she returned in her 60s following the death of her husband.
I fibbed about my age. I told them I was younger than I was.
When you left,
Oh, when
there
I
was a party,
left,
wasn't
yes,
there?
There was a party. And of course the girls always talk about their age. I'd never mentioned my age to them. Anyway, I said, I'm at 80. And what was that girl? Linda, girl named, oh, she nearly passed out, honestly. She went all funny.
She's lived through so many London events, including World War II.
We were living in Maidenhead at the time. I worked on a switchboard there. You know, you put yes, for a little while. I thought I'd drive an ambulance, but I couldn't even drive. So. Sometimes I feel very old when everything, because nothing gets better. Physically, everything gets worse. But other times I feel I'm so lucky, I'm blessed, I'm still around.
Happy birthday, Sally!
Wendy Hurrell, BBC London.
A very young looking 105-year-old.